Hi guys, so today I'm here to talk about the virtual library assignment, and first off I just wanted to start off with saying what I felt that I got out of this assignment. Um, Before even beginning this assignment I felt that it was going to be more difficult and more time consuming, but as I got into it I learned that it was not that much work. Um, Getting into the assignment I really felt what I got out of it was how books of such a diverse level can be placed in one library for multiple different age groups to go ahead and read and perhaps connect with as children. So, some of my favorite books were the contemporary realistic books, and I'm more a kind of a nonfiction, not a more of a, I mean, a more of a fiction reader, just because I feel like I like things that are more bound to happen rather than things that are not bound to happen. So, yeah, these three were my all my favorite books I've read recently and I read before multiple of times. Also, some of my other favorite books were the the traditional folklore books, and one of my favorite of these three was The Princess and the Pea. I just, as a young girl, I've always liked this book, and getting to reread this book now has just sparked my interest once again. My least favorite books. So, my least favorite books out of all these 8 genres would have to be um, the science fiction section. I really struggled finding books that I've actually liked in this section, even having to read books from today for this assignment. I've read the Hunger Games trilogy, The Wrinkle in Time, and The Time Machine, and not all of these actually sparked interest in me. They're much more just to read for this assignment rather than read for like pleasure in that hand. So overall, which books that I would use with my students in the future would be books such as The Tortoise and the Hare for, of course, like my younger grades, which would be like K through second. I would also use The Time Machine in the much older grades, such as K through, I mean, 6th through 8th grade, just because I feel like this book is more like you have to understand the whole concept of time machine and the concept of time, so it would work for a much younger group. I would also, of course, use my autobiography slash informational books. I feel like these are most useful in the classroom if you teach them in the right way. If you just hand them the book and expect them to learn, of course, that's not going to work. But if you go ahead and help them out with learning about this person or the thing that you're basing your informational books on, then they're going to go ahead and learn much more than doing it themselves. Some other books that I would like to use in the classroom would be my diverse population books. These three were some of my favorites, and I think that it's good that students get a view on much more other things rather than just their normal cultural perspective. So, out of these three, one that I would really want to incorporate with all age groups, despite its young readers, its attraction to young readers, is Mommy, Mama, and Me. And I feel that the LBGT community does not get that much outlook of perspectives, like a positive outlook of perspectives. So I feel like this would really help my students really get a positive perspective of this type of family dynamic and how they are and how they're not much more different from their family themselves. So overall, I really enjoyed getting to do this activity, and I would perhaps implement an activity like this in my classroom. So yeah, thank you. Have a good day.